All right, so this is going to be your check-in sheet. Every time we have our call or we need to see where you are, you're going to pull up this sheet. This will be in the top of your Train Heroic workout every single time. And this will bring you to your Google Sheet. And remember, you'll have your own Google folder with everything that you need in it. And all you're going to do in the very beginning is insert your name. So we'll do me as the example. My starting weight, my starting goal, I want to get down to 165 pounds, 14% body fat, deadlift a house. Okay, whatever we've talked about in your goal setting, that will go in there. And then here we're going to insert our start date. So we'll go 5/3. That was the beginning of this week. All right, so since our start date is 5/3, we're going to insert 5/3/26 here. Oops, 5/3. It would help if I put the right date in. Okay, 5/3/26. That's going to autofill everything going forward. So you're going to be able to see, all right, 5/10. And so the cool thing is there's a lot of cool things that will track as you go. But this check-in sheet is going to serve as the basis of our weekly touch base so that I know what you've done. There's some more accountability tied into the work that we've agreed upon, and then you can go and do the work and have a place to track it. So week 1, this is where you're going to fill in. If you are starting with macronutrient tracking, you'll fill in here. Now for a lot of my folks, we're not going to even worry about this right now, but we are going to worry about the right-hand side of this area, and we're going to start plugging in weights. Remember I said I started at 175, and every single day you're going to weigh in, even if it's the same thing. If it's 174.8, I still need you to plug it in. Because what we're going to look at is the average across the week, which is much more accurate than a snapshot in time. And we're going to watch this number start to creep in the right direction using our graph area. Okay, so cardio, for this column, you're plugging in minutes. So if I did 30 minutes of cardio today, cool, that's going to auto-populate here. For my training, this is a yes or no dropdown. Did you do your workout that was prescribed? Yes or no? All right, cool. And that's going to track how many workouts you get. So based on the plan that we have set up for you, I'm going to know how your weight's moving, which is important for a lot of us, especially if we're just trying to get stronger. I don't necessarily want this number going down in the beginning, but if our goal is fat loss, I do want this number going down. And if our goal is to build muscle, I either want this number staying flat or going up a little bit. Don't be scared. Muscle is much more dense than fat. It won't look the same way, but this is just a nice output for us to track. And then how many numbers you get. Now, at the top of this sheet, this video that you're watching now is going to be linked. So if you're like, oh shoot, I don't remember how to do this, you'll be able to fill that in there. And then this area right above the notes section is really for me to fill in what your targets are for the week. So I know if our goal is to get it down to 165, I'm going to go ahead and set our protein target at 165. But you and I may discuss during our meetings that, okay, 165 is a lot. You've established that you're only eating 120, somewhere in the low 100s, that this is going to be a big thing to chase. So in the notes section, you're going to put what you did to work towards that. I ate lots of red meat this week to hit my protein targets, right? So anything that is of importance, and even the smallest thing can be important because it might spur an idea that we can give you for the following week. So everything will fill in there. And so that's where your random notes go, okay? If you're doing any supplements, this could be coffee. I consider coffee a supplement. Say you're doing 3 cups a day, but you're not sleeping well. So maybe we cut that back to 2 cups a day, right? So this just gives me things to think about. Oh, well, you're not feeling hydrated enough. Instead of doing salt, which is going to raise your blood pressure, maybe let's focus on creatine because that also shuttles water into the muscle. That'll help with hydration. So whatever you're doing, even if it's a daily multi, you're going to plug that in. Okay, so anything supplement-wise goes here. Now, this is where you start to gauge your success for the week. All right, so are we moving closer to reaching our goals? All of these are going to be on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 meaning, yes, absolutely, no doubt, we're on track to reaching that goal. Cool, you're going to plug that in. Did I stick to the plan? Well, if you think you are well on your way to achieving your goal, more than likely you stuck to the plan 10 out of 10, or at least 8 out of 10, right? So these things need to correlate, but they're not going to be exactly the same. So we did that, but your overall hunger, oh man, I'm really hungry, I'm at a 3 out of 10, then we need to address. So all of these things, as you're plugging them in, right? As we're plugging them in, you are going to give me data points that I can ask questions about and help us work together to come to whatever decision we need to make for the following week, okay? If we're doing circumference measurements, you'll throw that in there. I have it just as a placeholder, but not everyone needs to do that. We will agree on what you're going to track on the sheet. Now, this is where I need you to get a little bit vulnerable, right? So these are some open-ended questions. And just take some time. Don't do it in a period of time where you're rushed or you just want to get it done. Like take 10 to 15 minutes and answer the next few questions. Okay, so the first one being, how do you feel about your results this week? Like what are the feelings that are associated with what either happened or failed to happen? We're looking for that. And I need you to be open and honest because I'm going to give you some direction, but I can't give you the right direction unless you are honest first with yourself and second with me. So think of this as your journal for the week, okay? Then the next box is going to be provide a summary of your week. Give me the rundown. What happened? Were your kids late for school? Did you get into a car accident? Like what are the key things that happened during the day that give me a little bit more insight to the numbers here? So think of this as the facts, and this is the story that helps me understand what those facts are, okay? This is where you get to have a lot more input. Do you think or feel that anything needs to change? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but answer this honestly. And even if the change is internal with you, put it down because then I can help hold you accountable to that because sometimes it's not the inputs that need to change. It's how we perceive those inputs and our mindset around them. And I want to help you get there. And then any questions, concerns, anything you need me to be aware of. This is more of a, hey, red flag, or hey, yellow flag, or no, I'm good. Everything's good. So remember, everything you put in filters down, and then I can track it going into week 2. So then if we look at our graph, this is going to start calculating over, and then I'll start tracking weight and everything else that goes along here as well. So then we can see your progress and how things are moving. All right, so if you have questions, shoot me a message, but if not, let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be fun.